World's richest people who live like they're poor.
Christian Bale drives a 2003 Toyota pickup, while IKEA's founder still flew coach after making $50 billion. But let's start with someone worth $300 million who drives a Toyota Prius, Leonardo DiCaprio. In fact, Leo liked his Prius so much he bought another 3 for his mother, father, and stepmother, not to mention he rathers commercial over private flights, believing it's a greener alternative. He's therefore often seen at the airport looking.
That's impressive. I do find it to be a little bit annoying whenever there are people who are talking about like climate change and they're flying around in private jets. Yeah, there it is. That's actually, yeah, that's a G move.
Secretive but fairly casual, although he only reaches peak casual when riding his bike through New York City. Now sure, DiCaprio does own 4 side-by-side houses in Hollywood, but when David Dobrik met him there, he described Leo as surprisingly normal.
Like he opened the door for us and his dog got out. And so he had to go chase his dog. like, and that's where you go, oh my God, it's the guy from the Titanic, and this is the Wolf of Wall Street, but he's here at his house, just chilling.
And this even extends to how Leo treats his fans. I went up to him at a restaurant and his security stopped me. I heard him saying, "It's okay, let him through." He proceeded to give me an autograph and we talked for like 2 minutes. Absolutely down to earth and no superiority complex at all.
I feel like this should be acknowledged more, because like there are some people that have like such a big ego. Like with streamers, it's very common. It's so fucking annoying seeing people that take themselves too seriously. Yeah, 2 minutes of acting? Well, he's probably, like, the thing is that I think that he probably thinks of it as, like, this is probably a big deal for this person to see, like, some actor or something like that. So, like, he just tries to give them a good experience. Sure, he hides his face. And also, like, I bet one of the reasons why he drives a Prius is because nobody can recognize the fucking car. Because how many Priuses are there? It's a good car, and nobody, like, there's, like, so many Priuses.
Leo at least tries to live a normal life, but somebody who actually does is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters. When asked how he spends his $320 million, Dave Grohl stated, "It goes straight into my bank account where it turns all moldy and smelly, given he basically buys nothing." For example, Dave Grohl christened his first credit card with the extravagant purchase of a Benihana dinner, and when asked about cars, he'd state, "I drive a family car. Not a monster SUV, but a family car that fits 5 people.
Well, that makes sense, because doesn't he have a family? Like, yeah, I mean, because like, it's going to be hard to fit, like, all the kids and your wife into a Lamborghini. It just doesn't make sense, yeah.
That his Tesla was impractical and the stupidest thing, as he thought it was too fancy. He'd also get rid of his holiday home back in 2017 and now owns only one single Los Angeles property, which he calls a house that's just big enough. He'd add, "I don't need even more money, cars, and gold chains. They don't make you happy, and I'd rather be happy than stinking rich," concluding with the statement, "I'm not a banker, I'm a musician."
Let's make it about the music.
Yeah, some people get too focused on this shit, man. They really do. Like, and I think that there are some people, like, they grow up and they always wanted, like, a Lamborghini, or they always wanted something, right? And, like, I think that's always a really good thing, that, like, you should go and buy that, right? Always, like, if you feel like that's going to make you happy and it's something that you've wanted for such a long time, yeah, you should go and do it. But I feel like a lot of people just, like, it's like an endless amount of things that you're going after. Living in an LA mansion's not poor. Yeah, but I mean, like, he's still living under his means, right? I think that's really what he's talking about, right? I mean, because he's worth $320 million. That's a lot. That's a lot of money, man.
Music. Let's not talk about money. Let's just go have a good time.
Dave Grohl is the Keanu Reeves of rock and roll. Talented and humble, which also describes Christian Bale after adding one more word. Frugal. Similar to Dave Grohl, Bale lives in a nice but simple Los Angeles.
That's a great house. Like, dude, this is what's so, like, this is how much people are warped. Like, this is somehow being humble. This is a great fucking house. Like, if you think this isn't a good house, you need to go lay down. You gotta calm down. Like, there's something wrong here. This house is insane. It's crazy.
property, although he'd recently announced he was dropping $22 million on 12 separate houses, all of which are going to a foster care charity. When offered a luxury villa on the set of Public Enemies, Christian Bale refused, with the director explaining he just wanted an ordinary room. Christian is so modest and unassuming, which is supported by one of Bale's interview statements. Wealth doesn't mean anything to me. If a robber broke into my house, he'd burst into tears, and it wouldn't be worth stealing his car either.
That's what he drives around in. 2003 Toyota Tacoma. It's a good car. Never breaks. He's like, if someone...
Yeah, it's a nice car. Like, fuck yeah. Like, that's why, like, I was gonna get a Toyota. Like, if they still made those, like FR, FJ cars, I was gonna buy one of those, man. Hell yeah.
Needs me to carry something, I can put it in the back.
Christian Bale's truck has become a notable Hollywood talking point.
I guess people have this idea of Hollywood stars, they're driving like the nicest cars.
What are you saying? The Tacoma's not the nicest car. How
It's a
dare you?
2006 Tacoma, right?
2003, thank you
Oh
very
my
much.
God, that's
Yeah, and
almost-
secondhand even then.
And while he might have been spotted also driving a dusty Porsche, it seems the 2003 Toyota is his go-to daily driver. The joke's on everyone else because he's actually driving one of the best vehicles to ever be produced.
It is. ISIS uses this. Al-Qaeda used this. If this shit can survive the American military-industrial complex, it's a reliable fucking car. What are we talking about? That's the best. Like, I'm telling you, like, the Toyota logo with a fucking 50 caliber machine gun in the bed of the truck is the best commercial for any car ever. I see that and I'm like, holy shit, these things can really keep it together.
Bale described his life by stating, I do the exact same as I've always done. I don't have an assistant, I don't drive a flashy car, I do everything myself. I go to the supermarket myself, the hardware store. It's something I would greatly miss because I'd start to feel like a prisoner, which
It's
might
weird, bro. Like, yeah, that's weird. Like, I don't want to have, like, people doing shit for me and all this. Like, oh my God.
also explain why Bale has rejected most technology. Co-star Bryce Dallas Howard said he barely has a cell phone. He's not one of those flamboyant actors that need a lot of people helping him. He and his wife don't have a nanny, they live in a one-bedroom house, they're very low-maintenance, low-key real people, but if it's a competition for who can live the cheapest, NBA player Kawhi Leonard might still be the winner. Because despite making $128 million over the last 3 years...
Bro, it is crazy how much basketball players get paid now. It is nuts. Like, I've seen some of the contracts these guys have. Holy shit, man. And it's fair. It's extremely fair because they're making this much money because that many people are going to the games.
Still drives a 1997 Chevy Tahoe because it runs and it's paid off. The car, which is proudly nicknamed the Gas Guzzler, sits outside his 2-bedroom San Diego apartment, although it's at the Wingstop just down the street that his frugality really shows. After landing a sponsorship with the company back in 2016, they sent him a coupon booklet for free chicken wings, which he then accidentally lost, apparently leading to a panic attack.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of money. Like, I remember Chipotle gave me a free card whenever we had a partnership with them, and I just gave it to somebody else. Yeah, I was like, I mean, I don't need this. Like, it's like you need this more than I do. Like, here, you can have it. Go ahead. My coupons, yeah.
Wingstop also seems to be Kawhi's go-to place for autographs, but Ed Sheeran's go-to place for anything is the couch in his hometown house. He made $775 million from his 2023 tour, but when asked about his bank, he'd state, I use my Barclays student account. I've not upgraded because I don't spend much money. If I had all my money in one account, I would spend all of it, so I get an allowance.
That's smart.
But when asked about how much the allowance was, he'd give a shocking answer. Maybe $1,000. I really don't spend much money. I spend most of it on taxis. Hotels certainly weren't a primary expense, as he'd sleep in Courtney Cox's spare room for 3 months straight, which might have been a mansion in Malibu, although he didn't need such luxury.
I do go to LA every now and then, go to wanky restaurants with people, and that is a side of my life, but I also live in the place that I grew up with my wife who grew up there.
As mentioned, Ed Sheeran married his high school girlfriend and moved back to their English country hometown with only 4,000 people. Here he keeps up normal
Well,
work.
it's like, and I love how this is, look at that. That's amazing. What do you think this is humble? Like, I don't know, you could live here or in the middle of LA where it takes 90 minutes to go from here to here. Oh, jeez, dude. Ah, man. Oh, real tough one there.
Back to their English country hometown with only 4,000 people.
Orlando?
Here
Yeah,
he
it is.
keeps up normal working hours.
I actually got the idea from Eminem. He works 9 to 5, goes in, does the studio, goes home.
And when asked about lavish holidays, he'd state, "I'm ginger, so we don't really sit on beaches.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything less relaxing than sitting getting burnt in the sun.
Exactly.
No, I just shut all my doors, turned off my phone, and watched lots of DVDs.
Yeah, it's like that is the best. Like, when people say, why don't you go on a vacation? Okay, I'm going to go lay on that bed over there and I'm going to watch a show. And nobody can call me. Nobody can come over to the house. No, I don't want to solve your problem. No, I know it's important, but I'm not available right now.
Perhaps best resonating with the
Yeah.
Hunger Games, as Jennifer Lawrence is equally normal. Despite being often cited as the most successful actress of her generation, Jennifer
She's
Lawrence
really
stated,
popular.
"I'm in bed by 11 p.m. at the latest.
What
I
the
prefer
fuck?
that to hanging around Hollywood parties at night. Fame or being famous has never impressed me," which might also explain why she
I'll be honest, like, I could not imagine going to bed 11 p.m. Yeah, like, I stay up late every night.
refused to upgrade her Volkswagen EOS even after finding initial success. She'd eventually splurge on an equally humble Chevy Volt while living in the same Los Angeles townhouse that was bought for less than $1 million before the fame.
There it is.
She'd state, "I was raised to have value for money, to have respect for money even though you have a lot of it, with this respect for money leading to a life of extreme humility. I still look for bargains in the supermarket. Just because you're getting recognized by other people doesn't mean you've become anything special, and according to Ingvar Kamprad, being a billionaire didn't make you special either. By starting the Swedish furniture brand IKEA,
Jesus.
Ingvar built a net worth of $53 billion.
What the fuck? IKEA's that big? Like, Ingvar, the only person I know that's named Ingvar is the last boss in Utgard Pinnacle. No, in Utgard Keep in World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King. Ingvar. Oh, man.
And in 2004, briefly overtook Bill Gates as the world's richest
Wow.
person. Despite this, Ingvar was known for driving a 1993 Volvo 240, which he drove around his hometown, known for having frugal people. It is in the nature of Smartland to be thrifty. If you look at me now, I don't think I'm wearing anything that wasn't bought at a flea market, and Ingvar was even committed to always flying economy. How the hell can I ask people who work for me to travel cheaply if I'm traveling in luxury? It's a question of good leadership. Best to stay in touch with the real world, although he
Damn. And he's completely fucking right. The thing is, I think he's totally right. Abso-fucking-lutely.
might have been so cheap that the world lost touch with him. Normally, I try to get my hair cut when I'm in a developing country. Last time it was in Vietnam. Ingvar died in 2018 as the world's 8th richest person,
91.
and while Mark Zuckerberg isn't popular with everyone, he definitely maintains the legacy of frugal billionaires. He's currently the 4th richest person on Earth with 170 billion, but wears the
Jesus.
exact same shirt every single day, reducing decision fatigue while making his life simple. Now, like Leonardo DiCaprio, Zuckerberg owns 5 side-by-side Silicon Valley houses. Although it's not like they all have tennis courts, the primary residence is nice but fairly normal, and is
nice
10
house,
minutes
yeah.
away from the mega mansions in the nearby suburb of Atherton. Zuckerberg owns an Acura TSX worth 30 grand, a Honda Fit worth 18 grand, a Volkswagen Golf also worth 30 grand, and a Pagani Huayra worth, well, 4 million. But for the most
That's
part,
probably
his
an
checklist
investment.
is safe, comfortable, and not ostentatious. Tyler Winklevoss called
Yep.
Mark Zuckerberg the poorest rich person I've ever seen in my life, although he perhaps hadn't seen Lil Dicky, who made a whole song about how cheap he was. It
Save
was
that
appropriately
money.
titled
Yeah, I
Saving
remember
That
that.
Money, for which he'd make a music video without spending a single dollar.
The concept of the video is how can I make the most epic rap video ever
I remember
for no
watching
money?
this
He'd
when it came
therefore
out.
visit mansions, boats, and clubs, trying to convince random people to let him use their stuff, all of which being done while wearing the cheapest clothes possible. He'd state, you hear a lot of rap songs about spending money. I thought, wouldn't it be funny to make a song about saving money because it's ironic, but beyond irony, I genuinely have pride in saving money. I'm a relatively cheap person who, to me, it's not cool to overspend, it's cool to get a great deal. Within the song itself, Dickie admits to using his cousin Greg's Netflix account, getting his haircut with several months in between.
Only several months? I was thinking about this. I don't think I've had a haircut in 5 years. Yeah, I really don't think it's I'm trying to think about like when was the last time I even had a haircut?
And wearing the same pair of jeans every day, also showing his frustration with how famous music made him.
Mark, you seeing them? Mark? Look what my life has become.
And then, of course, there's Adam Sandler.
He favors oversized clothes, untied sneakers, and a fresh from the hamper look.
His dress style is so casual, it's basically a meme. This man has more money than he knows what to do with, and still gets his drip from Walmart. Yep. Love it. He always looks ready for a basketball match because, according to this interview, he loves to turn up and play with random people.
I fly in, try to find a game somewhere, play, get a little sweat.
I once played basketball with Sandler during lunch break on Grown Ups. He has an automatic three-pointer and is as down-to-earth as any famous person I've ever met. I can't say enough nice things about the guy.
I literally go to any park, I see a game going off, and I go, all right, let me just walk in. I walk up, a couple people usually go, oh, that's what's his name? And then I go, yeah. And then I get a 5-on-5 going.
He isn't scared to photobomb a random wedding, get a standard breakfast at IHOP, or eat a jar of pickles while walking down the street, despite being worth almost $500 million.
Jesus, bro. I don't know. I had a friend that did like that pickle shit. I don't know how the fuck people can eat that. Oh my God, man. Yeah, I wanted to see this. People always say this shit about me, and so I just wanted to see how other people did it, because it's good seeing guys that are fucking billionaires that don't act like it. And I think also like that CEO dude, it's so true whenever you have like people that you like have working for you, and then you don't even understand what their experience in life is. It's not even $500 million. Yeah, still. I mean, the other guy had like $53 million. Oh my God. Yeah, how long till I'm a billionaire? Oh, that's probably not going to happen. That's a lot of money, man. That's crazy. Imagine being a billionaire and nobody can recognize you on the street. That's real luck. Yeah, I know. Some people like it. Some people don't. Like, I don't know. But you don't live like you're poor. You live like you're impoverished. Well, no, I have some things that are nice. I mean, I think for me, I live a, like, to me, like, what really matters the most to me is, like, saving time, right? Like, whatever is, like, the fastest and easiest solution, that's what I try to go for. Like, and generally, that's the cheapest thing, too, because it's shitty. But, yeah. That's about it.